Hello and welcome. My name's Campbell. This is Spiral Up, and we're back for another Twisted Tarot reading with Jo Gifford. And this is going to be for the week of we just said 24th to the 29th. Is that right? 8th.
Yeah, 29th. Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Better at the time. It's moving too quickly, so why pay attention, right?
Yeah. We'll just say whenever you feel prompted to watch this, it applies to you, even if it's a year away, because there's a frequency that's being emitted from this reading that will apply to whoever's watching it whenever they watch it.
Awesome. So yeah, thank you. Welcome, Jo. Thanks for being here again. And well, let's jump into it and pull some cards. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk about a funny thing that happened with me this week. And I know that you on Spiral Up occasionally, I think you did the Rose, you actually read out the Rose. And so these songs are really applicable at certain times in our lives. And twice this week, I woke up in the morning with the song Move On Up. And I thought, it's that from the 70s, and it's just move on up, It's fabulous. But I went and I looked it up, and I have to tell you, pay attention to this sort of thing, because you're communicated communicated with your higher self, your guides, in any different way. Lots of different ways. And there's that book, Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. And that's an excellent book to read, because it's saying, we think of, Monty Python and the clouds and the finger of the hand of God coming out. And that's how it communicates, how source or that higher aspect communicates. But it communicates in lots of different ways. So this one, I should have had it ready. It's every word, every line is so applicable. I'm just going to see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Maybe let's have a look. Maybe we have a look towards the end.
Yeah, I love songs and lyrics, and they just speak to you if you listen. They speak to
Why did you choose the Rose?
I just popped into it. Was just there at that time, right? I did a lot of courses and seminars and all this kind of stuff when I was sort of in my teens, and at one of them that was like a song that they sort of brought out, and we almost sort of studied it for an hour of the lyrics and listened to it, and what's this all about. So it's always been a song that's been in there, but I'd kind of forgotten about it for like 20 years, and then it just popped into my head. And then I just felt the need to put it out there, and then a lot of people said, this is exactly what I needed to hear right now. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? It was just the way that they got to see it is all it was.
Yes. Well, the songs that normally come to me are dancey songs, because I really like to dance. So they're sort of disco-y things or whatever. But this is the words. It says, hush now, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. So in the meantime, move on up towards your destination, though you may find from time to time complications. Bite your lip and take a trip, though there may be wet road ahead and you cannot slip. So what you want to do, just move on up, for peace you will find, into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush now, child, and don't you cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. So what are we going to do is move on up for a greater day. But just, you're going to make it, you're going to mind it, and you can surely do it. Take nothing less than the supreme best. Do not obey, for most people say, cause you can pass the test. It's just so beautiful. I'd really recommend everybody having a listen to it, particularly the part about your folks might understand you. by and by, because that's what we're all feeling. We're feeling misunderstood and you know, not really a part of our family because of this whole division with regard to the, you know, this business. So the song, when it came in and I listened to it, I just went, oh no, it's, you know, it's so beautiful. We will reconnect with those family members that have, it might take a bit of time, but we will reconnect with them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it, when they all find out that the information they were listening to wasn't correct, shall we say.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting, their reaction, but I don't think I think there's going to be a lot of ego to work through for a lot of these people. You know, they're going to, because they're going to have to admit they were wrong. And more than that, they're going to have to admit that they were running around yelling at people to do and tell them to do. So that's, but it'll come and it'll be, you know, that's where people need to be, right? Because if you're going to move out of being a slave, which is what they are, doing exactly what they're told, complying, oh my God, you're my master, you're my ruler, I must run around in my cage like you tell me. To escape that, you need to smash that ego and that. But I mean, that's what reality is doing, right?
Yeah.
That ego, do you?
It's going to take a lot of compassion on our part at some point.
I agree. We're going to have to be able to forgive.
Yes. And, you know, the phrase that pops into my head is, there but for the grace of God go I.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. You know, if I'd taken a different turn, or if I'd, So
this is the thing. We don't know. What if we did have different parents, and you know, had a mother who was there at the bed shoving stuff in your mouth and telling you were sick all the time? You'd probably be one of these people. So
yeah, it's definitely a tough one.
Anyway, in the end, aren't they? They're all different perspectives and points of view of us anyway. So it is us.
Yeah, it is us. Yeah. So if we can have compassion for them, then it helps us have compassion for ourselves.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Indeed.
Okay, so I'm going to do 2 readings, so people choose either 1 or 2. Estu kambachetsi kena kikokachetsa bukoyetsa. Usteya bukoyenze miaka. Ezotuste ekukamba achetsu jejonjienna mikikena. Ezotusteya zakomoyetsa. Ikeko kamba achetsi ekukamba. Ekukaya sakamiaka. So they're essentially saying, be at peace.
Yeah.
There's a rightness. There's a rightness occurring at a level that maybe we aren't aware of. There's a rightness about everything that's unfolding.
Yep, I see it. But yeah. But you'll only see what you allow yourself to see, you know. There's all these people out there, and, you know, I was just in a chat and people were saying, oh, look what's happening in Britain, you know, they're serving people, and you always get these people, oh, that'll never work. They won't listen to you. Oh, you can't beat the system. And to those people, guess what? You're 100% true. And you're the proof that we're not all going to the same place. So be careful what you think and what you wish for, because you will get it.
Yeah.
If you want to be ruled, you will be ruled.
Okay, and 1 unicorn. Okay. So I can see that from these 2 readings, there are 3 kings, 2 in one and 1 in the other.
Wow.
So it's strength, it's power, it's wisdom in both readings, that there is a level of wisdom gained in both readings. All right. So reading 1 is ultimately, well, not ultimately, a main thread through number 1 is the strength card, which is being kind to yourself, and the gentleness card. So the first card that popped out is that you've had a challenge, you've understood it, and you're at the bottom level. and you're now ready to move up. So you've reached the pinnacle of a lesson. And the lesson is about understanding how you live for other people, how you live to satisfy somebody else's needs or satisfy a concept that your family has lived by or your culture has lived by.
Yep.
So you've dived in deep into this issue. You've rolled around in that incredible energy of struggle and strife, etc., and you've hit bottom. And it's about living for others, about living according to fit in with the crowd.
Yeah.
So
I've heard the word obligation quite a few times recently.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it. We all feel that we have to do something, but the truth is you don't. You know, and it gives you that feeling, doesn't it? We've all at that point, we all had that day where it's like, I've got to, go to work, or I've got to go and do this, but I don't want to. And you get that feeling that just is like, it's almost like your heart telling you, well, don't go. And I guess that's what we've got to start listening to. It's the world will keep moving without us. We can, anyone can disappear for a month and the world will keep, it won't explode. It will keep going. You'll come back and it'll still be there. People will still be alive. It's amazing. But people have this feeling that, if I don't do this, everything will collapse. No.
But where that comes from is that this is a concept you absorbed as a truth when you were a kid. And for a kid, it feels like the world will stop turning if you don't comply with the concepts of the family, what you need to do in order to be loved. And this carries on and influences us throughout our adult lives without us really understanding where its roots come from.
Yeah.
And so who's really afraid to say, quit that job? Isn't you, the adult? It's your inner child having an influence subtly, or your ego, or however you want to say it, your altered ego, whatever, is having an effect. Because if you followed your heart, you would make a different choice.
Well, this is the thing. It's in school, what happens when you question the teacher or you have a different point of view? Like, it's literally, okay, everyone laugh at that kid. Kid, go stand in the corner. We all want to ostracize you and point out that you're different. That's just where this comes from. This is how they get people to comply, isn't it? And so it's just recognizing that that's just a program and it's all BS and you're only a little kid. So yeah, dump it. Unless it's aiding your life, get rid of it.
Just do it with an inquiring mind when you do it. See what happens. Does the world stop turning? And you'll find very much often it doesn't. And it can change how you then move forward in your life.
Definitely. I think we need to do more social experiments like that. Little things like I was talking, I've been doing some chats with Howdy McCloskey, and he used to do it all the time. Like he lived in an apartment for a year and he tried to make as little noise as he could. And literally, he had a housemate and she never knew if he was there or not, because that was, and then another time he was walking down the street and he just jumped, just jumped up and just kept walking. And everyone lost their minds, and he tried to ignore that he'd done it. And they just, why did you jump? What?
Yes.
He just jumped, and it freaked people out.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine how much fun you could have really freaking people out.
Even do it on a level, like say you never leave the house without brushing your teeth. Walk out the house without brushing your teeth. See how you feel. You can feel such a feeling in your heart or in your body of discomfort. Oh my God, I shouldn't do that. That's unacceptable, or whatever it is, without brushing your hair or whatever, or without makeup. And when you have a reaction in your body, it shows you that that's how much it's anchored into your system to live in this conditioned way.
Yep.
So try and there's a guy called E.J. Gold, and he wrote a book many years ago about this thing, about doing things that you wouldn't normally do, and see how you feel. Little things that don't harm anyone else, and see how you feel really uncomfortable because you're not fitting in with what's normal or acceptable.
Yeah,
It's a good experiment.
It's a great way to break the matrix, you know. The matrix wants you on, you know, at work on time and at lunch on time, and they want you to ask for when you can go to the toilet. And I was talking to someone else, and they said, never ever be on time. Always be late or early, or else the archons will know where you are.
And blow them a kiss
And
if you think they do. Honestly, that's the best way to deal with it.
Yeah. Again, you give what you get, right? So better to give love than hate.
Can you hear the guy weed whacking outside my window?
I can't. No.
Oh, good. I'm glad you can't. I will continue.
Yep.
Okay. So here's the King of Swords in this first reading. So when you have owned this issue of trying to live to fit in, when you have watched yourself try to fit in and then defied that program, that's when you come into this power of authenticity. This is when the strength comes up. And the strength card is the kindness card as well. So this is really making a step for you, making a decision and a choice for you and for your life. When you decide to live out of the boundaries of the family belief or the cultural belief and things like that, it connects you. So instead of living for the external connection, you know, and external approval, it helps you begin to live to that internal connection to source. This is connecting to something deeper within you. So there's this sort of a path that you are going to be following this week, guys, in group 1. And you live according to the connection to something higher, which doesn't have boundaries, which doesn't have judgment, which says if you want to eat 4 donuts in one go, that's no problem. You know, it's like it really doesn't have a judgment on anything. So when you're connected to that higher self. So instead of living for beings that live according to a program to fit in, you live according to a higher order within you that really doesn't have any judgment on what you do or don't do. It's all done for the experience of it. And that is actually going to start you moving, group 1, into this. This is harnessing that energy. This is moving forward much faster. So you've understood, I want to live for myself. I want to identify the program. I've been rolling around in this program for a long time. No more. Who do I want to be? What do I want to challenge? What belief do I want to challenge? And see how it feels when I do what I want to do instead. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are at that point. A lot of people have been newly waking up and everything, and just wondering what they've been doing for the last 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, because this is the thing, like, you know, at school I was always, you know, the one, the odd one, you know, with different ideas, and everyone's like, oh no, you should just follow the system and you should do. And most people did that I went to school with. None of them are happy. Most of them are overweight and unhealthy. Them joining the system has pretty much, the way I look at it, it's destroyed their lives, hasn't helped.
And they probably all did this too.
Yeah, exactly. Because you spend all day letting someone tell you what you have to do. That's just who you become. Someone says, now you've got to get this in your arm. You're okay. It's what I got to do, because I can't think for myself, because I've been in a job for 40 years. So yeah, like, what's the benefit? Who likes their boss? You know, if you don't like the ethic and moral fiber of someone, you should not be working for them at all. You shouldn't even be around them, let alone taking orders from them. How often does that happen? So we've got to take back the power. And the big thing is understanding this is all a construct. You know, this whole system is only there if we all believe in it and we all contribute to it. But we can go, no, that's not how it works. actually, water falls from the sky, food grows from the ground. We've got everything we need.
And the controllers or the beings that run this place would say to you, well, that's going to lead to anarchy. That's going to lead.
Awesome.
But it's not. It's a more natural way to live.
Anarchy, people think that anarchy, and of course this is what we get taught, right? Anarchy is people destroying, the rulers, right? And they tell us it's living without rules but it's not. It's living without rulers, without people telling you what to do. And anarchy is about responsibility. If you don't trust yourself to live without someone standing over you, telling you how to live and what you need to do, anarchy ain't going to help you. There's not much is going to help you, apart from going back and doing a lot of inner work. And these are the people that are running around screaming at the moment. And they're going to have a big reckoning in the next few months. So, like I said, like you said, we're going to have to, not be I told you so, right? We're going to have to go, yeah, nice, glad you've seen the truth. You're on our side now.
I would not want to be in their shoes.
I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. These people, their whole worlds are going to collapse. And when they realize they've been putting this on their kids and themselves, and it's harmful to them, they've been doing this, and it's what's going to come out is a lot of people are going to go, oh, that friend or relative who died 6 months ago, that was because of this. Now, when that happens, it's not going to be a nice place. But the thing is, those people built that reality for themselves. That they wanted to go through that through their actions. So they're going to have to go through it. But us who, if we've made different decisions, we don't have to go through that. But we're going to see it, and we're going to have to, I guess, be the soft place to fall, maybe. Because it's definitely not going to be the system, is it?
I'm really curious and interested how it's going to unfold. It's going to be like, if we thought the last 2 years was unusual, wait till the next 2 years unfold.
I ain't seen nothing yet. Talking about songs. Ain't seen nothing yet. Baby.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's get on to reading number 2. Okay. So change is in the air for group 2. So the changes that you're going through are positive. So you might want to classify them as negative, but at the bottom line, it's always positive, whether you want to define it as
You've been watching me or something, Jo? Oh my God.
What's that?
Have you been watching me? That's pretty much what I've gone through the last couple of days. It's just,
No.
It looks so negative. And then I went, well, hang on. And I've thought of that story, the horse. Well, how do you know what's good and what's bad, right?
Yeah.
It looks bad now, but if we judge it as bad, well, all we're doing is locking it into being bad. If we go, well, God's probably bigger and smarter than me, I might leave it in the Creator's hands, and I'm just gonna, put my mind and my thoughts into it is going to be positive.
Yes.
Right?
You're very chatty today, Cambell. What's going on?
I am feeling a bit better. I've just been out of the last couple of weeks. I've just been between timelines or something. My sleeping's been all over the place. I've been half asleep. I'll, falling asleep in the middle of the day. It's just, and I can't keep any of my appointments. It's just and so this obligation thing has been coming up. And so I've just been going, oh, well, the world will survive without me if I don't respond to that person now. And
yes.
And apparently it's still here. So I must have been right.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, I am feeling the energy rising. It feels like something's, I don't clicked recently. Something's, it's almost like we've had these 2 timelines, and it's like, which one, and we're cool, this one. That's kind of like what it feels like. So yes, a bit more cognitive.
That's good.
Than I have been for the last few. I haven't even. It's just been confusing few weeks.
Well, it's good to see you're fired up and it's good.
I'm
Good to
ready.
see that.
Yeah, no, I
You're
feel
ready.
I'm ready now. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
inspired. I want to go start serving police and jab centers, man.
Oh my God. Anyway, let's try and get through the second round.
Okay, let's do that.
I'm about ready to just throw it all out, let's you know.
Let's go.
Bugger it. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so group 2. This week is a chance, or you are going to find a space where you are really balanced between your head and your heart with 2 feet on the ground. Don't hold on too tight. Just go with that flow. This has a dual sort of a meaning, this card, but you are balanced in your head and your heart, which is exactly a very good place in which to dream, to wish upon the star, and to know that you are guided. So there's the change that you've been through has brought you to another sort of a resting place, a plateau of a more powerful place to create from. Here's the King of Cups. This is this wisdom, emotional maturity, knowledge, strength. This is a factor or an aspect of this week as well for group 2. And again, it's about balance. The Temperance card is balance. It's about head and heart. You've just got more power available this week, group 2, to create. You've sort of broken through to a level of the next level up, and then you're sort of resting a bit, and you now go up that way. And that's sort of how it works as you move through. Again, the next king. So not only are you emotionally at a peak, at strength emotionally, you are in stability and security wise. And this allows you to be the magician in your life, to create whatever you want.
Nice.
So it's so funny. The energy is very sort of all over the place this week. It's up to you to harness that energy within yourself to move forward with a balance between what it is you think you should do and what it is what you want to do in your heart. So again, the 2 readings are sort of similar again. Choosing what you want over what you think you should do is a mature place. It is an evolving place. It is a choice place, which is very, very powerful. And
we've been taught the opposite again, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, when a kid wants something, I want. We go, that's so childish.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Wow.
And if it doesn't comply with what everybody else thinks you should want, then you're even crazier.
You should want what I want for you. Come on. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a site online called I Ching Online.
Yep.
And someone said, "Oh, you should check this site out. It's really accurate." And so I did. You just sort of go and you ask a question and you throw some, electronic sort of I Ching, and you get these readings. And I'll read this one out because I did it, and I got the same reading back 3 times last week. Not kidding you. It's the same reading. And it says, this is thoroughly a matter of the heart. If everything you attempt, no matter how carefully planned, ends in disarray, then examine your motives. They are the cause of your predicament. This isn't that your motives aren't pure. Even the best intentions will fail under these circumstances. What stymies you in this situation is that you have a motive at all. Free yourself from all expectations, release any tenuous grips you may have, and roll with it. This is totally out of your control. There are higher powers and more elements affecting the outcome of this situation than you can imagine. Get out of their way. Good fortune if your conflict results in compromise. Misfortune if they escalate to confrontation. Postpone your crossing to the far shore. So yeah, that's basically what I got is trust, right? Stop trying to so much.
Well, that can be reading 3 for the funny ones that don't want to choose 1 or 2. You know, like we'll throw in this odd reading. Oh my God!
If you're having a strange week like me, that's your reading, because it was just the strangest. It was just. I might even make a video explaining what happened, but it was just like boom, 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 like literally like, oh, this is awesome. Oh my God, what happened? Oh, this is, oh my God, what happened? And it was just like, and at the end, I just went, I give up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever's coming is coming. I'm trying to put out good intentions, so obviously that's going to come back. I just whatever. Stop trying to force the universe, I think. And another thing that came to me is, we spend so much time physically doing things. I want this, so I must go to work. Where really, if we spend more time, seeing it, visualizing it, and less time with the actual physical work, then we're going to get there faster. And so that's another thing. It's literally stop working, stop doing what you're doing. Just imagine it, and then do what inspires you.
Yes. Look, we have to totally. This week I had a look at a video about the education system, and what came to me about that is we have to throw out about it. Like, we think we get a kid in school, we teach them to read, to write, and to do arithmetic, but we really don't. Why do we do that? Why do we think adding up is important?
So you can pay taxes.
Yes. What like what would a child do if you were anything? When you're one with everything, where we're going, you are in the flow. So what you need comes, what you need to learn comes. But we are actually putting kids in a box that somebody has said is the right box to raise children in. And the thing is, the whole way we live our lives is like that box.
Because it's the program. We don't need teachers. Teachers, I'm sorry for a teacher, but that occupation and the way it's being taught is now not needed. Yes. What we need is facilitators. We need the children should be leading the way, and the adults should be facilitating them to learn. That's it. Yes. We should not be telling them the truth, because we don't know the truth. We shouldn't be telling them this is this, because we don't know, and all that's doing is stopping us progress. Yeah. It's like, hey, let's spend another 100 years going around in circles, working in boxes under fluorescent lights, right, and eating crap. I mean, come on. So yeah, the whole education system, everything they teach is not needed. All they teach is accounting mathematics. That's what I call it. It's accounting mathematics. They don't teach vortex maths. They don't teach sacred geometry. They don't teach any of this stuff. And the arts have gone out. So English is now not even an art. It's now left brain put your punctuation correctly. It's not expressing yourself and seeing how you can do. No. Put that dot there. It's just, I've been yelling this stuff for 40 years, man, and people are starting to hear it.
We have to just look. We've got to look at how we do everything.
Yeah, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Why would you, like, I remember, like, when I was in my 20s, I was reading a book about natives and that, and I just had this thought, would I be happier if I was a native, like living in a little tribe in the jungle with, and I went and I thought about it, and back then it was a big, it was a big thing, right? Because, what of getting rid of all this stuff that, right, that society gives us. But when you think about it, if you don't have the stress, you don't have to have the obligation, you're healthy, you're happy, you've got everything you need, and you can spend your time doing what you want. I'd definitely rather be there than in this society, for sure, 100%. And that's what we got to get rid of, is all this obligation. All this stress is because people are doing things they know they shouldn't be doing. So,
and us in this society can't even imagine what it would be like to live without those boundaries. What do you do? What do you do with your life when you don't have work 5 days a week and pay your taxes? It's such an unknown. It can be a bit frightening.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, a lot of people, won't even retire, because they don't know what they would do without their job.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, because most of these people are married with families, but they'd rather spend time away from their families at work. It's like, that just shows you how far the programming's gone.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What a time to be alive.
What a time. Yeah, we're pretty, I understand we all lined up to elbowing each other out of the way to incarnate at this time, because it was going to be such an interesting time. No, let me.
Yeah. I got told that as well when I was 15 or something. Someone said to me that, there's so many people on the planet at the moment, and the population's going up because everyone's trying to get down here. And this was like 25 years ago. He's like, 'cause something big's coming and they're all coming down they want to be there to watch it.
Yeah.
I think we're there.
Yes.
I think we're there.
Yeah, we are there.
So
let's hope the what's happened in Britain flows to here.
Indeed.
Soon.
And let's put intention into it. And again, I just want to say, if you're one of these people who's going to run around and say, well, that didn't work, it's all a show, oh my God, it's all part of the script, you are working for the enemy. You are, whether you believe you are or not, whether you want to or not, with those intentions and putting out that intention and that energy into the field, you are working for the enemy. So it's time to make a decision. Either way, stand up. It's for who you are. If you're with the enemy, great. Go and stand up and tell everyone that that's what you believe. If you're with us, stand up, and don't be all these people pretending to be truthers and sitting there in the chats and just dropping this negative crap. It's not going to be put up with anymore as far as me and all of my channel. If I see that stuff, you're going to be deleted. You're going to be blocked from my channels, because that's the past. If you want to live there, you're welcome to it. Don't try and bring it to anyone who doesn't want it, though. That's not your right. Your right is your life. Everyone else's right is their life. And we really got to get over this. Someone has the right to tell anyone else what to do anytime ever. It's not true. It's crap. It's got to stop. So there you go. Cambell being serious. It's really, I'm seeing it in all the chats. I'm just seeing it everywhere. And I'm done. You're either a light worker with me or you're an enemy. That's it. There's no middle ground. There's not. So make your decision and stand by it. So there we go. Should we end on that note?
Yeah, we should. I mean,
I did have a lot to say today, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And it's all like your energy is like,
Yeah.
So no, good. Well, hopefully the readings were great. I'll be interested to go back and look at what I said.
I don't know what you said either.
I don't know.
We even get them out. God. Hopefully there was something in there for you guys. Watch it again, I guess. But I think
let me bring through a little bit of more light language, because that's been sort of on the back burner today too.
I'm watching this as well, going, what's Cambell doing?
You know what you have to say is as important, if not more, than the light language today.
Thank you.
That's truthful, because we have to find our own voice. We have to be our own motivator, our own cheer squad, you know.
100%.
Yeah. And let's just leave it there.
All right, there you go. I overspoke the light language. All righty. So there you go, guys.
Hang on, no, I can hear it again. Estoy en dokuchetsa, makukochetsa ka akiketsa. Izeki konjetsi dokoyetsa kombokochetsa. Asiye takuina makike, ikugachetsa, akike. Ezotushtea zakambia kokochetsi. Ize tushtayatsa, akike ukaya. That's Campbell. Oje dokomboyetsa makika, akukachetsa. So authenticity, that's a leader. Eju Kemba.
Thank you. Can't do it with my two hands now. Wow, thank you. I think we'll leave it on that note. What a very interesting little chat we've had.
I know.
Have an amazing week, guys. All Jo's links are below. If you want to contact her and have a more intimate chat, you'll find her links below, and she'll also be putting up a reading for the weekend. So time is here, guys. Time is now. Have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.